All right, let's dive in. Today we're plugging into a topic that's pretty much reshaping our roads and our world, electric vehicles. It turns out, this whole shift from gas to electric isn't just about being green. It's about a fundamental upgrade in how we drive, and EVs offer a really compelling range of advantages over traditional cars. So that gets us to the big question on everyone's mind. Yeah, it's a pretty bold question, right? But it's one we've got to ask. As all this technology gets better and better, are we actually seeing the beginning of the end for the good old internal combustion engine? Well, throughout this explainer, we're going to dig into the evidence and see just how close we might be to that reality.
And really, it all comes down to this one huge difference. I mean, think about it. An internal combustion engine is this incredibly complex machine. Hundreds of moving parts, pistons, valves, crankshafts, all working together in a series of controlled explosions. But an electric motor? It's just elegant. It's simple, with way fewer moving parts. And that mechanical simplicity, that's the secret sauce. It's where so many of the benefits of an EV come from. Everything from reliability to way lower maintenance.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the personal win. What does all this simpler tech actually feel like when you're the one behind the wheel? This is all about the immediate, tangible benefits that you, the driver, get to experience every day. So that simplicity, it translates directly into a superior driving experience. Electric motors give you what's called instant torque, which basically means you get this silent, powerful acceleration the second you touch the pedal. It's incredibly smooth, super responsive. And because of that simple design, you can wave goodbye to oil changes, spark plugs, and fixing the exhaust system. That means fewer trips to the mechanic and a whole lot less wear and tear in your car over its life.
And check this out. This is one of the coolest bits of EV tech: regenerative braking. See, when you slow down in a normal car, all that forward energy is just wasted as heat from the brakes. But in an EV, the moment you step on the brake, or even just lift off the accelerator, the motor essentially runs in reverse. It captures all that kinetic energy and uses it to put a little bit of charge back into your battery. It's just an incredibly efficient system that helps you squeeze more range out of every single charge.
You know, the battery is pretty much the heart of an EV, right? So keeping it healthy is absolutely key. The latest guidelines have some simple best practices, like trying to keep your daily charge somewhere between 20 and 80%. That just helps reduce stress on the cells. The good news is, modern EVs have a battery management system, or BMS, that acts like the battery's brain. It's constantly optimizing things to prevent damage. So while it does most of the heavy lifting for you, these little tips can help make sure your battery has a long and happy life.
Okay, so we've talked about the personal perks. But what happens when we zoom out a bit? The choice to drive an EV doesn't just impact you. It actually creates a ripple effect that can totally transform the places where we all live and work.
This is maybe the most powerful number in this whole conversation: 0. That's how many harmful tailpipe pollutants, things like nitrogen oxides and particulate matter, are coming out of an electric vehicle. For our cities, our urban centers, this isn't just some small improvement, it's a total game changer for air quality.
And that direct impact? It's huge. Better air quality means better public health. Plain and simple. Fewer respiratory issues. But there's another benefit we don't always think about: noise. Electric motors are practically silent. That drastically cuts down on traffic noise. Just imagine a city center where you can actually hear yourself think. That's a less stressful, much more pleasant environment for every single one of us.
Now, with any new tech, safety is always a big question, and for good reason. And you know what? The industry is taking it very seriously. There's a huge push to develop really robust safety protocols, especially for rare events like battery fires. This involves training first responders so they know exactly how to handle EV-specific incidents. It's all about making sure that as this technology spreads, our safety standards are evolving right there with it.
All right, time to zoom out even further. Let's talk about the bottom line, both for your wallet and, well, for the world. We're talking about the massive economic and environmental shifts that electric vehicles are helping to drive on a global scale.
When it comes to money, the case for EVs really starts with some simple math. Yeah, the sticker price of an EV can sometimes be a little higher up front, but the total cost of owning one is often way lower. Electricity is generally cheaper per mile than gasoline, and like we said, maintenance costs are significantly less. Over a few years, those savings really start to add up.
And here's another huge plus for your budget: stability. We've all been on that roller coaster of gasoline prices, watching them swing wildly based on stuff happening halfway around the world. Electricity prices, so much more stable and predictable. That means your transportation budget becomes a lot easier to manage, free from those crazy swings of the oil market.
You know, this whole shift isn't just about changing cars. It's a massive engine for economic growth. It's creating brand new jobs in manufacturing, in battery tech, in renewable energy infrastructure, you name it. On top of that, governments are giving this transition a helping hand with incentives like tax credits and rebates, which makes EVs more affordable for more people, while giving the economy a nice little boost.
But what happens to the batteries when they can't power a car anymore? Do they just end up in a landfill? Not at all. This is where this really cool idea of a circular economy comes into play. Instead of just being thrown away, old EV batteries can get a second life. They can be used to store solar or wind energy for homes and businesses. It's just a super smart way to minimize waste and get every last drop of value out of these resources.
Okay, let's be real. The road to an all-electric future isn't perfectly smooth, yet. It's super important to acknowledge the challenges that are still out there, while also looking at the incredible progress that's being made to solve them.
So yeah, let's just tackle the big concerns head on, right? Higher upfront costs, the need for more public chargers, and that thing people call range anxiety, those are all real concerns. But, and this is a big but, the solutions are already rolling out. Supportive government policies are helping bring down costs. Battery technology is advancing at a wild pace, giving us more range and lower prices. And charging networks are expanding every single day.
So when you put it all together, the consensus is pretty clear. And this quote from our source material really says it all. Electric vehicles aren't just some passing trend, they are a cornerstone of what's coming next. They are absolutely a crucial piece of the puzzle for building a sustainable transportation future.
Which brings us right back to where we started. Maybe the real question isn't if the internal combustion engine is becoming obsolete, but more like how soon is it going to happen? When you look at benefits this compelling for our drivers, for our communities, and for our planet, it's clear. The electric future isn't just coming, it's already here, and it's picking up speed every single day. Thanks for joining us.